Imagine a portal of consciousness so potent, so transformative, that most people walk right past it every single night without ever knowing its profound potential. What if I told you that the hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. aren't just another stretch of darkness, but a sacred threshold of spiritual awakening? A liminal space where the veil between dimensions thins, and your soul has the most extraordinary opportunity to communicate with the universe. Most people are asleep, not just physically but spiritually. They're trapped in a matrix of mundane existence, believing that reality is fixed, that their potential is limited, and that the rhythms of their life are predetermined. But C.S. Lewis, a man who understood that reality is far more nuanced and magical than our limited perceptions suggest, knew something different. Lewis wasn't just a novelist or a Christian apologist. He was a profound metaphysical explorer who understood that consciousness isn't confined to our waking, rational mind. In his works like The Great Divorce and Mere Christianity, he consistently hinted at dimensions of existence far beyond our everyday understanding. So when you find yourself awake during these mystical hours, between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., you're not experiencing insomnia. You're being invited to a cosmic conversation. Let me be clear. This isn't about New Age mysticism or fluffy spiritual platitudes. This is about understanding a fundamental truth that Lewis himself explored, that there are energetic frequencies and spiritual rhythms which most humans are completely unaware of. Think about it. Why do indigenous cultures around the world have rituals and practices specifically designed around pre-dawn hours? Why do meditation masters speak of the Amrit Vela, the most spiritually potent time just before sunrise? Why did philosophers, mystics, and visionaries throughout human history consistently wake and work during these hours? It's not a coincidence. It's a profound, intentional alignment with universal consciousness. In these hours, your rational mind, with all its defenses, filters, and societal programming, is at its weakest. Your subconscious is more receptive. The electromagnetic field of your brain operates at a different frequency. You are, quite literally, more connected to the unseen realms of possibility. C.S. Lewis understood this. In The Weight of Glory, he wrote about humans as eternal beings temporarily experiencing a physical existence. These pre-dawn hours? They're like a spiritual Wi-Fi hotspot where download speeds between your soul and the universe are at their peak. But here's the radical truth. Most people will hear this and dismiss it. They'll roll over, check their phone, and go back to sleep, never knowing they just walked past a portal of infinite potential. Are you ready to be different? Are you prepared to transform those seemingly mundane moments of wakefulness into a gateway of personal metamorphosis? In the next few moments, I'm going to reveal 3 precise practices, inspired directly by C.S. Lewis's philosophical and spiritual insights, that will help you harness this extraordinary window of spiritual opportunity. These aren't just techniques. They're keys to unlocking dimensions of consciousness most humans never access. Stay with me. Your transformation begins now. In the vast landscape of human consciousness, there exists an intricate network of invisible energies that most people never perceive. These energies flow constantly, shaping our reality, influencing our experiences, and holding the potential for profound personal transformation. C.S. Lewis, a philosopher and spiritual thinker far ahead of his time, understood that our perception of reality is merely a thin veil covering deeper, more complex spiritual dimensions. The concept of invisible energy isn't new. Throughout human history, wisdom traditions from Vedic philosophy to indigenous shamanic practices have spoken about subtle energy systems that govern our existence. What makes these perspectives revolutionary is not their mystical nature, but their profound understanding that consciousness is not confined to our physical experiences. Lewis himself was a master at bridging the intellectual with the spiritual. In his works, he consistently explored the idea that human beings are not merely physical entities experiencing a temporary existence, but eternal beings having a momentary physical experience. This perspective fundamentally challenges our understanding of reality, suggesting that what we perceive as solid and fixed is actually fluid, dynamic, and infinitely malleable. Consider the human body as a complex energy system. Modern quantum physics is increasingly confirming what spiritual traditions have known for millennia. We are not solid matter, but intricate networks of vibrating energy. Every thought, every emotion, every intention carries a specific energetic frequency that interacts with the broader universal consciousness. The hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. represent a unique threshold in this energetic landscape. During these moments, the boundary between conscious and subconscious becomes remarkably permeable. The rational mind, with its constant chatter, judgments, and learned limitations, begins to quiet down. The electromagnetic field of our brain shifts, creating a rare window of heightened spiritual receptivity. This isn't about supernatural mysticism or esoteric mumbo-jumbo. It's about understanding the fundamental principles of consciousness and energy that Lewis explored throughout his philosophical and spiritual writings. In Mere Christianity, he eloquently argued that our limited human perception prevents us from comprehending the full spectrum of spiritual reality. The transformation we're discussing isn't about magical thinking or wishful manifestation. It's about developing a sophisticated understanding of how consciousness operates. Just as a radio can tune into different frequencies, our mind can learn to attune itself to different levels of energetic awareness. What most people don't realize is that this attunement is a skill, can be learned, practiced, and mastered. The pre-dawn hours provide a natural training ground for this spiritual technology. During this time, the normal barriers of our conditioned consciousness become more permeable, allowing us to access insights, creativity, and intuitive knowledge that are typically blocked during our waking hours. Lewis would argue that this isn't about acquiring something new, but about remembering something we've forgotten. Our natural state is one of profound connection and unlimited potential. The practices we'll explore are not about adding something to ourselves, but about removing the barriers that prevent us from experiencing our true spiritual nature. This journey is both deeply personal and universally applicable. Whether you're a skeptic, a spiritual seeker, or someone simply curious about expanding your understanding of human potential, the principles we'll discuss are grounded in a holistic approach to consciousness. Next, we'll dive deeper into the specific challenges that prevent most people from accessing this transformative energy and reveal the precise practices that can help you harness these extraordinary moments of spiritual opportunity. Prepare to challenge everything you thought you knew about consciousness, reality, and your own unlimited potential. In the complex landscape of human experience, a profound epidemic silently ravages the spiritual and psychological terrain of our modern world. A pervasive sense of disconnection and powerlessness. Millions of individuals wake up each day feeling trapped in a life that seems predetermined, struggling against invisible barriers that prevent meaningful transformation. Consider the typical human journey. From childhood, we're systematically conditioned to believe in limitations. Educational systems, societal structures, and cultural narratives consistently reinforce a narrow understanding of human potential. We're taught to conform, to follow predetermined paths, and to suppress our deepest intuitive impulses. The result? A collective consciousness characterized by resignation rather than empowerment. C.S. Lewis recognized this fundamental human dilemma long before our current age of spiritual disconnection. In his philosophical writings, he consistently challenged the materialistic worldview that reduces human experience to mere physical interactions. He understood that this reductive perspective robs individuals of their inherent spiritual agency. Why do so many people feel perpetually stuck? Why, despite access to unprecedented information, resources, and opportunities, do individuals find themselves repeating the same patterns, experiencing the same emotional challenges, and feeling fundamentally unchanged? The answer lies deeper than surface-level explanations. It's not about lack of motivation, intelligence, or resources. It's about a fundamental misunderstanding of how energy and consciousness truly operate. Most personal development approaches focus exclusively on external strategies, goal setting, time management, productivity techniques. While these have their place, they completely overlook the invisible energetic dynamics that truly drive human transformation. Our current paradigm teaches people to treat symptoms rather than address root causes. Feeling depressed? Here's a medication. Feeling unmotivated? Here's a productivity hack. Feeling disconnected? Here's a self-help book. But these are merely temporary band-aids on a much deeper wound of spiritual disconnection. Lewis would argue that true transformation requires a radical shift in perception. In The Weight of Glory, he articulated a profound concept. Humans are not simply physical beings having occasional spiritual experiences, but spiritual beings fundamentally having a temporary physical experience. This perspective completely inverts our understanding of personal growth and potential. The challenges most people face can be distilled into three primary energetic blockages. First, a profound misalignment with their intrinsic spiritual frequency. Most individuals are operating at a vibrational level dictated by fear, doubt, and societal conditioning, rather than their true soul's purpose. Second, a complete disconnection from the universal energy systems that govern consciousness. People have been taught to view themselves as isolated, independent entities, rather than interconnected nodes in a vast living network of consciousness. Third, a chronic state of resistance instead of receptivity. The modern human has been conditioned to fight, control, and manipulate reality, instead of learning to flow with and harmonize with universal energetic principles. These challenges manifest in numerous ways. Persistent feelings of anxiety, chronic sense of unfulfillment, repeated relationship patterns, career stagnation, and a pervasive sense that something fundamental is missing from life. But here's the transformative revelation. These challenges are not obstacles. They are invitations. Invitations to a more profound understanding of your true nature, your unlimited potential, and the invisible forces that shape your reality. The hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. represent a unique portal of possibility. During this liminal space, the normal barriers of consciousness become permeable. The rational mind, with its learned limitations and defensive mechanisms, begins to dissolve, creating a rare window of spiritual receptivity. Next, we'll explore how you can transform these challenges from insurmountable barriers into gateways of personal metamorphosis. We'll dive deep into the energetic technologies that can help you realign with your true spiritual frequency and unlock dimensions of potential you never knew existed. Prepare to challenge everything you thought you knew about personal transformation. Energy is the fundamental currency of consciousness, a dynamic force that flows through every aspect of our existence. C.S. Lewis understood that this energy is not merely a scientific concept, but a profound spiritual principle that governs the invisible realms of human experience. Imagine consciousness as an intricate quantum field, where every thought, emotion, and intention generates a specific vibrational frequency. These frequencies are not static. They are constantly interacting, influencing, and reshaping the fabric of our reality. What most people perceive as solid matter is actually a complex dance of energetic interactions, continuously responding to the subtle nuances of conscious awareness. Ancient wisdom traditions have long recognized this principle. From the chakra systems of Vedic philosophy to the meridian networks of traditional Chinese medicine, these frameworks understood human beings as complex energy systems. Modern quantum physics is now providing scientific validation for what spiritual traditions have known for millennia. Consciousness is not confined to the brain, but is a fundamental force that permeates the entire universe. During the sacred hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., this energetic landscape becomes particularly malleable. The electromagnetic field of the brain shifts, creating a unique state of heightened receptivity. It's a time when the rational mind, with its constant filtering and judgment, begins to dissolve, allowing deeper layers of consciousness to emerge. Practical methods for harnessing this energetic potential involve several key practices. Vibrational alignment. Every emotion carries a specific energetic frequency. Fear, anxiety, and doubt operate at lower vibrational levels, while love, gratitude, and curiosity resonate at higher frequencies. The practice of intentional emotional management becomes a form of energetic engineering. Visualization techniques. Conscious imagination is not mere daydreaming. It's a powerful tool for restructuring your energetic blueprint. By creating detailed mental images of your desired reality, you're essentially sending quantum signals to the universe, initiating a process of energetic manifestation. Meditative resonance. Meditation is less about emptying the mind and more about attuning to specific energetic frequencies. During the pre-dawn hours, meditation becomes a powerful technology for recalibrating your spiritual antenna, allowing you to receive insights and intuitions typically masked by daily mental noise. Consider the story of a corporate executive who transformed her life by understanding these principles. Feeling perpetually stuck and unfulfilled, she began utilizing the 3 to 5 a.m. window as a portal for spiritual recalibration. Through consistent practice of energetic alignment, she didn't just change her career. She fundamentally redesigned her entire approach to life's possibilities. Emotional blockages are essentially energetic congestions. They're not psychological problems to be solved, but energy patterns to be transmuted. Lewis would argue that these blockages are actually opportunities for spiritual growth, invitations to expand our understanding of consciousness. The universal laws governing this energetic transformation are consistent and predictable. Just as physical laws like gravity operate regardless of our belief, these spiritual principles function with mathematical precision. Awareness, intention, and consistent practice are the keys to mastering this internal technology. Quantum entanglement provides a scientific metaphor for understanding spiritual connection. Particles that have interacted continue to influence each other instantaneously, regardless of physical distance. Similarly, our consciousness maintains invisible connections that transcend linear time and physical space. Practical integration requires a holistic approach. It's not about achieving a mystical state, but about developing a sophisticated understanding of how consciousness operates. Think of it like learning a new language, initially complex, but ultimately transformative in how you perceive and interact with reality. The pre-dawn hours offer a natural energetic gateway. The world is silent, electromagnetic interference is minimal, and the boundary between conscious and subconscious becomes remarkably permeable. It's a time when intuitive downloads can occur, when creative insights can emerge, and when spiritual recalibration becomes most effortless. Lewis would remind us that this journey is not about acquiring something new, but about remembering our intrinsic spiritual nature. We are not limited beings trying to become spiritual, but spiritual beings temporarily experiencing a human limitation. Transformation happens not through force, but through understanding. By developing a nuanced awareness of these energetic principles, you begin to navigate reality with a newfound sense of agency and possibility. At the heart of human transformation lies a profound revelation. The power you seek is not external, but fundamentally internal. C.S. Lewis understood this principle with remarkable clarity. recognizing that spiritual awakening is less about acquiring something new and more about remembering our intrinsic, unlimited nature. Imagine consciousness as an infinite ocean, and your current perception as a single drop. Most people spend their entire lives believing they are just that drop, limited and separate. But the spiritual journey reveals a revolutionary truth. You are not just the drop. You are the entire ocean experiencing itself through the temporary form of a droplet. This pivotal moment of understanding represents the climax of spiritual awakening. It's not a theoretical concept, but a lived experience that fundamentally reshapes your relationship with reality. The hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. serve as a natural portal for this transformative insight when the barriers of rational consciousness become most permeable. Consider the metaphysical principle Lewis explored, that our perceived limitations are nothing more than self-imposed constructs. In The Weight of Glory, he eloquently articulated that humans are capable of far more than they understand, constrained only by their own limited perception. The key revelation emerges through a radical shift in perspective. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. This universal law applies not just to physical matter, but to consciousness itself. Every thought, every intention, every emotional state is an energetic transmission that actively reshapes your reality. What most people experience as blocks or resistance are actually opportunities for energetic recalibration. These are not obstacles, but invitations to expand your spiritual bandwidth. Just as a muscle grows through resistance training, your consciousness expands through navigating challenging energetic territories. The pre-dawn hours provide a unique alchemical space for this transformation. During this time, the electromagnetic frequencies of your brain operate differently. The rational mind, with its constant filtering, judgment, and learned limitations, begins to dissolve, creating a rare window of pure potentiality. Spiritual mastery is not about controlling external circumstances, but about developing a sophisticated understanding of how energy flows. It's similar to learning to sail. You don't control the wind, but you learn to adjust your sails to harness its power most effectively. Lewis would argue that this understanding transcends religious or spiritual dogma. It's a universal principle observable across different wisdom traditions. Whether you approach it through Christian mysticism, Eastern philosophical traditions, or quantum metaphysics, the fundamental truth remains consistent. Consciousness is the fundamental fabric of reality, and you are an active participant in its continuous creation. The transformation happens through three primary mechanisms. Awareness, recognizing that your thoughts and emotions are energetic transmissions. Intention, consciously directing your energetic focus. Alignment, harmonizing your internal state with universal principles. This is not about magical thinking or wishful manifestation. It's about developing a sophisticated technology of consciousness where you learn to navigate reality with increased agency and understanding. Imagine your consciousness as a sophisticated radio receiver. Most people are stuck on a single, limited frequency, believing it represents the entirety of possible transmission. The spiritual journey is about learning to tune into different channels, expanding your perceptual range. The 3 to 5 a.m. window represents a natural reset button for your energetic system. It's a time when the noise of daily existence falls away, allowing deeper insights and intuitive downloads to emerge. Like a computer running its most critical updates during system downtime, your consciousness performs its most profound recalibrations during these silent hours. Your spiritual potential is not something to be achieved, but something to be remembered. You are not a limited being trying to become spiritual. You are an infinite spiritual being experiencing a temporary human limitation. The key is not to fight or resist, but to learn to flow. Like a river finding its most natural path, your consciousness seeks its most authentic expression, when you remove the internal barriers of fear, doubt, and learned limitation. The journey of spiritual transformation is not a destination, but a continuous process of awakening. C.S. Lewis understood that true wisdom lies in recognizing the profound simplicity of our spiritual nature. What we've explored today is not a complicated mystical technique, but a fundamental remembering of who we truly are. Let's distill the core insights of our exploration. The hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. represent more than just a time on a clock. They are a sacred portal of consciousness, a unique window where the barriers between your conscious and subconscious mind become remarkably thin. During these moments, you have unprecedented access to your inner wisdom, creativity, and spiritual potential. The key principles we've uncovered are surprisingly straightforward. Consciousness is an energy system, not a fixed state. Your thoughts, emotions, and intentions are active transmissions that continuously reshape your reality. You are not a passive observer, but an active creator of your experience. Limitations are learned constructs, not fundamental truths. The barriers you perceive are nothing more than conditioned responses that can be transformed through awareness and intentional practice. Transformation happens through alignment, not struggle. By learning to harmonize with universal energetic principles, you open yourself to possibilities far beyond your current perception. Lewis would remind us that this journey is not about becoming something new, but about remembering your intrinsic, unlimited nature. You are a spiritual being experiencing a temporary human existence, with access to profound wisdom and potential that extends far beyond your current understanding. The practices we've discussed, vibrational alignment, intentional visualization, meditative resonance, are not mystical rituals. They are practical technologies of consciousness, tools for expanding your perceptual range and reconnecting with your fundamental spiritual essence. Your awakening is not a distant goal. It is happening now, in this very moment, with each breath, each intention, each conscious choice to expand your understanding. This journey of spiritual awakening doesn't end with watching a video. It begins with a commitment to your own transformation. C.S. Lewis believed that true spiritual growth is an active, intentional process, not a passive experience. Your invitation is clear. Start embracing the sacred 3 to 5 a.m. window as a portal of profound personal transformation. This isn't about perfection, but about consistent, compassionate exploration of your inner landscape. Here are 3 immediate steps to begin your journey. First, create a gentle morning ritual during these hours. Keep a journal by your bedside. When you find yourself awakened, don't resist. Instead, welcome this moment as an opportunity for spiritual download. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and any intuitive insights that emerge. Second, develop a simple meditation practice specifically designed for this liminal time. Start with just 5 minutes of conscious breathing, allowing yourself to be open to whatever emerges. No judgment, no expectation, simply presence. Third, commit to observing your internal energy. Begin tracking how different thoughts and emotions actually feel in your body. This isn't theoretical. It's a practical exploration of your personal energy system. For those hungry to dive deeper, I've prepared additional resources. My upcoming online course, Spiritual Frequency Mastery, will provide step-by-step guidance for developing your energetic awareness. Complete details are in the description below. Remember, this path is not about becoming something external. It's about remembering who you already are, an infinite spiritual being with unlimited potential. If this message resonates, do 3 things right now. Subscribe to continue this journey of awakening. Hit the notification bell to never miss these insights. Share this video with someone who might be ready for their own spiritual transformation. Your awakening starts now. Are you ready?